Hi, thank you, and welcome to another episode of the Read with Carolee show. I'm your host, Carolee. Today we have another amazing author, Miss Tasha Fuller. She is the author of some amazing books, but today we're going to hear about Little Freddie's in a Zone. Now, I know I am not the most athletic person, but when I was younger, I used to really like to play different sports, basketball. I didn't play football or baseball, but I loved to watch sports. And there are so many famous athletes that are out there, and a lot of famous athletes that were very popular when I was younger was Michael Jordan, Andre Agassi, and some other famous sports heroes. And today we get to see Freddie kind of talk about them a little bit. So let's welcome Miss Tasha Fuller, and as she gets into Little Freddie's in the Zone. So it's time to
tell the story.
Yes, Miss Tasha, take it away.
Hi, everybody. So today I'm going to be reading Little Freddie's in a Zone. And this book, Little Freddie's in a Zone, is about my son, Freddie, and his passion for all things sports. So Little Freddie's in a Zone. Basketball, golf, tennis, and football. Little Freddie wants to do it all. He runs, he jumps, he leaps, and he climbs. There's nothing little Freddie can't do in his mind. Like Jackie Robinson when he steps to the plate, little Freddie is prepared to be the next legendary great. He swings and waits for the crackle of the bat. He knocks it out the park just like that. Slicing through the track with the wind in his face, Jesse Owens is his only running mate. He runs, he jumps, no hurdle too high, only the tape across his chest as he sails through the sky. Arthur Ashe is a worthy competitor when Freddie goes on attack, racket in hand, game, set, match. With style and finesse, all his own, little Freddie is in a zone. Working hard with intensity, drive, and passion, Freddie is crafting his game in rare air fashion. Freddie dribbles, passes, and shoots without luck or a wish. The ball kisses the net with a gentle swish. Like Pele on the field, he schools every defender. He shoots and he scores. Now everyone is a winner. With style and finesse, all his own, little Freddie is in a zone. He floats like a butterfly and stings like a bee. Watch out, world, he's stepping in the ring with Muhammad Ali. Sparring and punching, he masters the ropes. The power of Freddie's punches are really no joke. With style and finesse, all his own, little Freddie is in a zone. Blazing down the sideline, he breaks every tackle. Like Brown and Peyton and Smith, he crosses the goal line free of all the shackles. A club, a ball, he swings for new heights with greatness of tiger in his sights. With style and finesse, all his own, little Freddie is in a zone. In the spirit of legends, he doesn't stand alone. With commitment and finesse, little Freddie's in a zone.
Thank you, Miss Tasha, for that book. That was an amazing book.
Thank you.
So you mentioned that this book is about your son, Freddie.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
So there were a lot of athletes that
Yes.
were in that book.
Mm-hmm.
Which one would you say is Freddie's favorite?
Oh my goodness. At first, when I first wrote the book, I don't even think Freddie knew who some of these athletes were. Okay. So, and that was really the point of writing the book, is because a lot of little boys and little girls want to be athletes, and they don't know the people that came before them. So if you notice in the book, Freddie is always in color, and then the legendary athlete is in black and white. So it's a representative of the past. But I would probably say that the character Freddie was most familiar with would probably be Michael Jordan.
Okay. Yeah. And yeah, I would say that actually I knew most of them. Because some of them were from when I was younger.
From us.
But thankfully Michael Jordan is also from when I was younger. And we have, Tiger Woods in there. So, I feel, it's important for little boys and little girls to know about the athletes that have blazed the trail for so many. So what would you say is your favorite sport? Because you really mentioned a lot in those.
Yes. So my favorite sport would be basketball. I played basketball in college. I've coached basketball for the last many years. I've coached for a really long time. I'm from a basketball family.
Okay.
So basketball would be my favorite sport. Like the song, basketball is my favorite sport.
Oh, yeah.
Basketball is my favorite sport.
Yes. Mm-hmm. I can definitely see that, because you are much taller than I am. And what would you say was your favorite book growing up?
So I know, I'm glad that I heard you ask that question, because my favorite book, I have two. It would be Tiki Tiki Tambo No Sarambo, Cherry Berrucci Pit Peri Pimbo. You guys remember that book? It was about a little boy who it was about the Asian culture where the firstborn would get the long name and the secondborn would get the short name. And the firstborn fell into the well, and he had to say the whole name every single time he was asking for help. And then that's why they shortened the firstborn's name. Well, that's at least what the book said.
I actually remember that book.
Right?
I remember reading that when I was in elementary school.
Right.
So yeah, I won't say how long ago that was.
Right.
So I know you have several books here. So could you tell us a little bit about, some of your books?
Yeah, absolutely. So my first book that I actually wrote, and I actually started writing books about my kids, which was totally unintentional. It was completely unintentional.
Okay.
I used to sing a song to my oldest daughter, and she's over there in the audience. And she was having a hard time with the bath time. So I made up this song about our bath time routine, and one of my girlfriends overheard it, and she said, you should turn that into a book. I never thought about doing that. And it took me 9 years to figure out how to do it. And of course, with the internet, everything is amazing. So Bath Time was my first book, and it's really for early readers. And this book was actually just picked up by the state of Maryland for their early childhood development curriculum.
That is amazing.
My book, so Little Freddie was the second book that I wrote. I wrote that about my son. The next couple books I wrote about my youngest daughter, Amira. This book was Mommy, I Want to Be a Princess, because I believe that at some point every little girl wants to be a princess. And Amira said she wanted to be a princess. And I said that she already was, because her name literally means princess. And she told me, no, Mommy, I want to be a real princess. So I take her on a whimsical journey where she learns the true meaning of being a princess, which is about kindness and compassion and sharing. And so the good thing about being an author, you can include their friends, and the kids look like your kids. And then I wrote Mommy, I Want to Dance, because like most little girls, Amira is always twirling around. And what I try to do with all of my books is to put a little lesson in it. Like Little Freddie's in the Zone has a lesson about staying committed to yourself. Amira's book, first book about being a princess, about kindness and compassion. Mommy, I Want to Dance was really about stick-to-itiveness. And when something doesn't work out, you just keep trying. So you'll see that she tries every single dance that we know, but it talks about not giving up. And then finally, I had to step up my game.
Yes. We have a chapter book.
We have a chapter book. This is my first chapter book, and the chapter book actually releases today. We have pre-orders, but today is the official release, which is perfect. Thank you.
Yeah.
My first chapter book about making the squad. A couple years ago, Amira started cheerleading. And I thought it was a cute story when I was watching them because I cheerleaded as a child, but it looked nothing like what Amira was doing. And so I wrote the book, and I actually included all three of our experiences. My Amira's experience in elementary. I took my older daughter's Aukema's experience in middle school, and I shook it up with a little bit of mommy's experience of also being a cheerleader, and then some of the real life occurrences that happen in our life. And so in this book, we try to cover things like we talk about signs of teenage depression. And we also talk about bullying, which is a major thing that's going on. But of course, in a light way so that kids could understand and be able to relate to it. And if something's happening, they know how to talk to their parents about it.
That is truly amazing. And these are wonderful books, and they are just full of such color and vibrancy. And I think I need some for my own as well. I'm like, I only have boys, but I would definitely want that to add that to my collection.
Right.
Well, we have our viewer spotlight today who will be able to choose from, this great collection. I'm kind of jealous. Our viewer spotlight goes to Miss Cordelia. And she has completed 100 multiplication problems in less than 60 seconds.
Oh my goodness.
That is amazing.
Good job.
Here is your award.
And you get to pick from which book.
And you get to pick from which book you would like from Miss Tasha Fuller's collection.
Mommy, I want to dance. You can show it everybody.
That's awesome. Thanks, Cordelia. And just like Cordelia, you too can come down to Old Town Manassas and join our studio audience for your chance to win the Viewer Spotlight Award. We want to know what you're doing, and we want to know what your children are doing and what their friends are doing. So, bring their friends as well. And you can definitely find out more about Miss Tasha Fuller and her amazing books in the comments below and on my website. Thanks again, and we hope to see you soon.